welcome. Today I'm just going to make a little 6x6 album using my mermaid papers. I printed out the A5 size, and these are available on my Etsy shop. So I'll put the link down below for you. I'll just run through all these. They're just so sweet and colourful, just cute. Okay, that's them. And I've also got printed out a page of cut aparts and some tags which I will be using in this album as well. Okay, so what we'll start off with is 2 pieces of grey board, and I think this is a 900 GSM, 6 by 6 inches. It is about 1.5 millimeter thick. Which is almost impossible to see. I'm pretty sure it's, yep, 1.5. Okay, so we've got 2 at 6 by 6 and 1 for the spine at 2 by 6. Okay, and I'm going to be covering this with one of these tapes, and I'm thinking of going with pity there isn't a light blue. I think we'll go with purple. We'll go with purple. This is crepe tape or construction tape or painter's tape, whatever you want to call it. Actually not painter's tape, that's a plastic. This is a crepe tape. It's very much the same as this construction tape that I use a lot. Okay, what I'm going to do first is we're going to put some tape across. Now this is about an inch width. It is an inch. So we are going just less than half an inch over there. We cut it off, leaving a tail. I've got this beautiful little thing. This is 1/8 of an inch, so if you've got some sort of dividing device, if you haven't got this, make sure you divide that. Put something in there that's going to separate that 1/8 of an inch out. Okay, we're snugly fitted. Now we'll just put the front on, push it into that there. There we go. And we'll just lift this off. And I'm just going to pull these ends over. Okay, just sit. There we go. And again, put our 1/8 of an inch divider in there. And here's our back. And we'll put up those. Now we're going to put some more tape, just a fraction down from the top to a fraction down from the bottom. And the other side as well. Just grab our bone folder, and I'm using the thicker part of my bone folder, which is about 1/8 of an inch, just to go in there. You want those bits of tape to meet inside that gully. Now we're going to do the outside. So we've got a beautiful closure there. Staying with the purple, just eyeballing it, half on, half off. Just cut that off, and then I'm going to just give it a little wedge. Just a little wedge. And then we'll fold it over and burnish it. In here as well. And there. Okay, let's go for the bottom. Halfway. Oops. Cut a wedge there, and up here as well. Just straighten that out. Okay. ends. I'm going to cut this on the angle, and I'm going to leave an 1/8 of an inch between that point there and where I'm cutting. So, got that. And same over here. I don't have much room, but we're fine. So let's just lift that little bit up and then push that in. Pick this one up, pull it over and push that one in. This is basically the same method you would use if you were covering your whole thing with paper or cardstock. Whoops. Except don't do that. Okay. Now I just have to decide which is inside and which is outside. Doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to put front here and back there. So we'll put inside front here. Inside front, and that'll do. Okay, let's get on with our pages. Now you're having 4 pages, and I've done one already, which I will go through. So for your pages, they need to be from 250 GSM cardstock, and I'm using white. And that should be 10 5/8 by 5 3/4. So 10 5/8 by 5 3/4. Then just grab the scoring board, and we're going to score at 1/2 an inch. Then we're going to score at 5 5/8 and 5 3/4. And all our pages are going to be the same base page with different additions. So we just fold that over. Fold that first one over and then ease that second one in. It's always quite difficult to fold over. When you've got that tiny 1/8 of an inch. I always miss it. So I'm just squaring up my sides, square them up, and then burnish that, fold it out, and burnish the other side. And there you can see we've got that little 1/8 of an inch gully, and I'm just going to go across here. Don't know if it makes any difference, but it just might. And my pages are going in like that on the left, so all my flaps are going this way. If you want to change your flaps to go the other way, that's fine. So I'm looking at some bulk in here, just a little bit of bulk in here, and perhaps something on here, I'm not sure, but the back will probably be plain. So let's have a look at my first page. That's going like that into the album. So firstly, I cut a flap. Okay, so my 4 pages, yes, you only need four of these base pages, 10 5/8, 5 3/4, and I gave you the scoring. Okay, the fold over is 5 inches by 4 inches. And the 4 inches comes down to here, and then you're scoring across here at 1/2 an inch, and then I rounded the corners. Okay, so the first thing you do is glue this flap onto the base page. Glue that onto here at the top. And whatever colour you choose, the colours I've chosen, the papers I've chosen are linen textured paper, 216 GSM, and I'm using different colours, lots of colours. Well, maybe 4 or 5 colours. So I started off with the pink. You'll need 1 sheet of each, I think. 1 sheet for each page, maybe. I'd grab 6 anyway of a mix. Okay, now the mat for both sides, the pink mat, is 4 7/8 by 3 1/8, and we'll just run my ruler across that, just 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. Did I say 3 1/8? How wrong was that? It's 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. Now cut 2 like that, and if you're rounding the corners, do that as well. Leave this until afterwards. Okay, now I measured for my pink base 4 7/8 across by 5 it's 4.5, sorry. It only goes down to, it only goes down to there. There's no point in wasting paper by filling the whole thing, so I only went down a half inch or so, an inch or so. So 4.5 by 4 7/8. Now choose one of the fish papers and fit it onto that pink piece. Cut that at 4 5/8. 4 5/8 by 4 1/4. So glue those together, your fish paper and your pink cardstock. Glue them together and then glue them onto this page. Now for the pocket, cut the white cardstock to 5 inches by 2 1/4. Then cut the coloured cardstock to 4 13/16. That's the pink, by 2 1/16. And now I'll glue them all together and glue the pocket on 3 sides onto the bottom, making sure you've got a hair between them. That's about a 32nd of an inch, I think, maybe a 1/16, a little bit less than. And then what I did was I measured my whole picture. I didn't cut it yet. I measured the whole picture to be 5 3/8 long by 4 5/8 wide. So once I've cut my picture to that size, then I trimmed it to match the top. So I trimmed it at 3 1/8. And on the bottom piece, I trimmed it on the bottom, not the top, because the top matches the base of this one. So then you trim that away from the bottom. You trim that at 1 7/8. Okay, and then I just made a little photo mat. You can put it that way or just slip it in there. And then I covered these. We'll go through the next page together. Covered that one and covered that one, and I put a belly band. And my belly band on this one is not centered. It's off to the left a bit because I didn't want to hide her face. It's alright to slip a photograph in there, and I will make a photo mat, but I just didn't want to cover her face. Okay, so let's start here, and we are going to cut a flap, and we're going to have the same type of pocket as this on the bottom. So I'm using white cardstock, which is 250 GSM. Okay, the fold over is 5 inches by 4 inches. Let's mark that at 4, that looks like 4. And 5. Then put the 5-inch side across the top of your scoring board and score it at 1/2 inch. Fold it over, give it a burnish, and just take a sliver of a wedge off the sides there. Oh, I did it the wrong side. I did it that side. We'll save this. I'll save this for another piece. Don't worry about that. It will not go to waste. Sometimes I just don't think. Seriously. A 5x4. Stella. By 4. Scoring. Well, the 4-inch side at the top, not the 5, and we'll score it 1/2 inch. Same routine as before. Cut a little wedge out there. Glue on that flap there and center it with a little towards this side rather than that side. Make sure it is straight and it doesn't touch either scoring line. Okay, so the pocket, I'm just going to place this piece that I cut off here, place it there a 1/16 of an inch away. You can see the line there. You see that shadow in there? Make it as straight as I possibly can. And then I am just going to put a mark there. And just see how my measuring has gone. I'm at 2 1/4 and I should be, and pocket should be 2 1/4. Worked out well. Two 1/4. Make sure we're straight, because sometimes we're not. Okay, that's those two. Now let's choose what colour we want for our backing coloured paper. I'm going to go with this light mauve. So the colour mat is 4 7/8. 4 7/8. Let me just double check. across is 4 7/8, and bottom is 4 1/2 because we don't want it down all the way. So 4 7/8. I'm having trouble seeing. That's 4 7/8. 5, 4 1/2. Okay, and it's going to go in like that. Now let's choose a paper. I'm going to save the mermaids. Let's have that pretty one. Actually, let's put a mermaid in there. I'll put this smiling girl in there. Okay, so the deco paper to be cut to 4 5/8. So let's just take some off this side first. Just trim them up. And 4 5/8 is about there. That looks good. And I will double check. Yep, that's good. I'm going to trim a little off the top. And now our length, we want 4 1/4. 4 1/4. There we are. Save that. Actually, yeah, save that. Let's put this one together. On the back, I'm just going to put a couple of strips of this. No particular rhyme or reason, just for added security, that's all, because I'm using glue. You don't have to cover it with tape. And if you do cover it with tape, use glue as well. Okay, that's our baby girl that goes that way. And we are going to put some glue. Sweet chicks. Perfect. Okay, we're going to cover these now, and actually I am going to round off these corners at 7mm. So the coloured mats for the fold overs are 4 7/8 by 3 3/8, and let's just double check that. 4 7/8 by 3 3/8. And what are we doing? Purple. That's 4 7/8. That's good. 3 1 2 3/8. I want 2 of them. 1 2 1 2 3/8. Okay. Round off 2 corners on each one. Just make doubly sure that we are good. Actually, that can be a little bit shorter, a little bit less. Yeah, just a little bit less. So I'm going to take like a 1/16 of an inch off that. Move that out the way. That's better. Okay, we're just gluing this one. I love these papers, they're just so gorgeous. Whoops. Okay, on the previous page I didn't put any cover on this inside piece, so I'm happy not to. Now, that's not our pocket. It's not thick enough. Yes, it is. It is our pocket. And it needs to be trimmed just a tad. Always measure twice, cut once. Measure and measure again. I think I only needed a hair of that. Yes. Okay, now I think, what are we doing? We're going to cut a piece of this purple. So the pocket, we've cut the white cardstock, so 5 inches by 2 1/4. Now we're going to cut our coloured card to 4 13/16. And 13/16, which is way up here. That's it, 13/16. Just make sure that's good. By 2 1/16. 2 1/16. Now if you wanted less of a border around, then cut this a little bigger. I've got quite a substantial border of eighth of an inch there, but if you want a smaller border, obviously, you know, cut this a little bit bigger. This glue, and I'm not taking any corners away. We're not rounding them off. Eighth of an inch, a little manoeuvre there. Looks pretty good. Okay, so we are going to put this on. Glue. I jumped ahead of myself. I was thinking of something before I got to it and forgot about what I was doing. Okay, down the bottom, as close to the bottom as you can get, without getting it all over your hands. Make sure we are at the bottom and right between those score lines. Aha, need this one over a tad, that's the way. We are fine. That's good. And we are fine. Great stuff. Okay. Now I want to be able to put a photo mat like that. So I'm not going to put a mermaid here. Issues there. So we are going to put, oh toot, they go. I think they will go. Okay, so 4 5/8. 4 5/8. Yep. 2 5 3/8. Yep. Oops. Sorry about that. So we want to go 4 5/8. We'll trim away. Might lose a little bit of his tail. 4 5/8. Let's just take a little bit more there. Gonna lose a bit of the tail. Now we'll go back to 4 5/8 and just take a smidge off this side. Just trying to centre it up. There we go. And I'm going to take something off this bottom here. Take that white off. And we want 5 3/8. 5 1 2 3. 5 3/8. Okay. I do like to have my whole piece. Ooh, I cut off too wide. Shoot. How did you do that? A whole 1/8 of an inch. I miscalculated. Damn it. That piece will just have to go for something else. We'll take this. We'll take that one. Got to double check. I think I would like to go with 2 4 6 8 10 11 16ths. 4 11 16ths. Let's take off a little bit. About there. I'm going to take off some of that on the bottom. White. Get rid of that. 4 11 12 34. I want to take a little bit more off this side. Again, just trying to centre it as best I can. Okay, that's good. Now we want that 4 11 16ths. Oh, we're going to cut your eye off. I'm so sorry about that. Zip. Oh, only a smidgen. By 5 3/8, and the 5 3/8 was good, I think. Okay. Don't you hate it when you make a mistake like that? That's better. We've got our 1/8 of an inch. Okay, trim the top half to 3 1/8, and let's just make sure. Yep. 3 snip those corners there. Beautiful. Get some glue in there. I hope I'm straight. I'm looking at an angle here and I'm not quite sure if I'm straight. I think I am. So, okay, now that goes there. And then we trim off these. Trim off this one to 1 and we'll try 1 7/8 first, and if it's not quite right, we can trim it a little bit more. It's just a little bit off. It's not quite straight at all. That's good. There we go, and let's use this piece and we'll just cut it down to let's see, it's about 4 3/4. Let's cut it down to 4. By 4. Put a nice little filter in there. Oops. And let's just grab a. We can use these. So again, I'm going to use number 7. I'm going to save that one. If I've got anything bigger, I'll save it. If not, I'll use it. I was kind of hoping for a large mat. Never mind. Let's just take a little corner off there. Yeah, we'll go with the fish there. So we need that to be 3 3/4. So let's go 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 on account of its square. And if we're wrong, just shoot me. Here we go. Okay, next page I just did plain. Cut the colour card to 4 3/4. Let's just write that in there for me. Shush! Not going through. 4 3/4 by 5 5/8. Yep. I'm just wondering, should we put another little pocket in this one, or a flap? Because we've got plenty of room. We've got room. See, I don't like wasting paper. I wasted this piece. Let's just put that in there. Why not? Why not? That piece I wasted is no longer a waste piece. We're just going to pop it in the middle, away from the score line, so that it doesn't interfere with it. That's good. Here we go. Cool. And I am going to round off those corners on that little flap there. Okay, back to this one. Let's put, what have we got? We've got a green one, and we've got a little blue one. Let's have a purple. Let's have this little sweetheart. 4 3/8. 4 1 2 3/8. I'm taking a smidgen off the top. By 5 5. Oops, that's the coloured paper, Stella, not the other one. 4 3/4. We're okay. No, we're not. By 5 and 5/8. 5/8. I'm getting a little tired, and I think that's why I'm making these mistakes. Okay, that's good. We're going to put a magnet in here. We're going to put a magnet probably there. It's just a little bit too big, too small. So let's just trim that. Trim as we go. Taking just an 1/8 of an inch, no, 1/16 of an inch off that one. And this should be 5 3/8. 5 3/8. So let's grab some magnets. Where have you gone? There you are. I'm just going to put just a strip of tape down here. You don't have to do this. Some glue just around that magnet. That looks okay. Popping just a bit of tape on top of that. Actually underneath that, sorry. Let's pop that over. Shimmy it off. There we go. So, okay, to cover this one, we're going to need 4 and 2, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 4 and 5/16, I think. 4 and 5/16 by probably the same. Nope. Nope. 3 and 13/16. 13/16. just go with what we have got. We've got some green. This is blue. I'm just grabbing another purple, nice deep purple. And closing my blind. Okay, so 4 5/16. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And 3 13/16. 13. Okay, and on one of the short sides, we're going to snip those corners. I'm going to put the green on the outside and the purple on the inside. 4 5/16. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 13. Oops. Whether to leave these as they are, which I think I might do. Having said that, I would like to do a little tuck spots on these. So, what should we have? I'm going to go with this one. If I can find my small scissors, I will go with them. not the straightest with scissors. Taking all the white away from around it because I do want to put it onto some white cardstock, or I probably should put it onto the green cardstock. Oops. You've got to hold your tongue in the right way. If I put him in here, I've got to cut that again. But that's okay. I don't mind doing that. So let's trim it, and we will leave a little bit of green around the outside. taking it all the way up there. Okay, I'm just going to go on the tentacles. No, I'm not. Be careful, Stella. Be careful, just across there. Maybe up there. Here we go, doesn't that look cute? And then over there we could just put a fish. Just put a fish. Not really make a tuck spot, I am just going to trim around this fish and just pop him there. Be careful when you get to tiny points like this. There we go. And just pop some glue on him. And we're just going to pop him there. Cute. It's good for a little tuck. I'll probably put a little one of these in. There we go, good for journaling. Just don't get stuck, alright? Okay. Let's get a shot of some of this rubbish. Now our coloured cardstock needs to be 4 and 11/16. Hang on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 4 and 11/16 by 5 and 5/8. 5 and 5/8. So that is, whoa, 4 and 11/16 by 5 and 5/8. It's too narrow. What does this measure? I'll say 5 and 3/8. 5 and 5/8. Good thing you looked, Stella. Always double check. 4 and 11/16. 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Double check. Yep. So we want our mermaid paper to be 4.5 by 5.5. Which is a bit weird. No, it's not 5.5, you silly woman. It's 5 and 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. No. Seven sixteenths. 4 and 7/16 by 5 and 3/8. Let's have this one. It's Pretty Mermaid. Is our width again? 4 and 7/16. 4 and 2, 4, 6, 7. Take some of that off the top. And we are 5 and 3/8. 1, 2, 3/8. I'm losing all the tails. So ordinarily I would have done an A5 size album. Why on earth did I think of doing a 6-inch? I don't know. like A5 size. Okay, so once I've finished page 2, I'll scoot off for the night. Looks pretty good. So sweet, absolutely so sweet. Okay, and this one is slightly different. We were going for 4 7/8. If I can find my pencil. 4 7/8 by 5 5/8. Go back with this nice deep purple. 4 7/8. 5/8. Yeah, don't make the mistake of doing this mat same size as this mat. Oh, yes, it would fit. I'm thinking of this page. Don't worry. Thinking of this page. Forget I just uttered a word. That's not big enough. That's not big enough. What did you do? It's a 1/16 of an inch too short, too small, and I don't like that at all. Let's just put a little bit of glue in there. I'm going 5 3/4. And if I need to trim, then I'll trim. 4 7/8. You've done it again. You're tired. You are tired. Yeah. I just don't believe it, honestly. Well, I do believe it. This is just me. Seriously, when I get tired, I really should stop but unbelievable. Not quite 5. 15/16, 4 and 15/16. So it's just there. Okay. And that was right, 4 and 7/8. No, 5 and 5/8. That's better. And then just a smidgen under 5 and 5/8. A smidgen under. Just got a hair under that. So for our picture, we want 4 and 3/4 pencil. 4 and 3/4 by 5 and 3/8. Okay, who should we have over here? Ah, you're beautiful. Let's have you. Ooh, the crab's nice. Crab's nice. Let's have the crab. Crabby old crab. So we want the width to be 4 and 3/4. 4 and 3/4. It's okay, and let's take a little bit off the bottom. Get rid of that white. And then we want it to be 5 and 3/8, which is right in there. It's so cute. Perfect. I really burnished these within an inch of their lives when I just used the glue. page 2. Let me just put this glue to bed. So page 2, we've got that. Room for photos. Photos. Personally, I wouldn't cover up pretty papers with photos. I'd tuck a photo in there for sure. And put one in there. I'd put a small one. But that's what it's for. It's for putting photos in. Here we go. 2 pages. Great stuff. And 2 to go. Okay, let me just dispose of this light. I could have taken that off earlier and seen better. Okay. Thanks for being with me. I hope you enjoyed that. And have a look at my papers for sale on Etsy. I'm sure there'll be something you'll like. Okay, my tummy is telling me it's hungry. So yeah, I'm about an hour and a half late for my dinner. Never mind. These things happen. Okay, thanks very much for being with me. I hope you come back and watch the next piece. I'm enjoying myself making this, using those beautiful papers. Okay, keep well and stay safe. Bye for now.